Start SolidWorks for the first time, this is how your user interface will look like. Now I'm using SolidWorks 2020 Professional for this, and in my case the user interface kind of look like this. So we have the 3D experience marketplace active here. Well, obviously this is something that might be different for you, and then we have some options here like some resources and the design library and all these things. We'll explore these later, but for now just click anywhere in the blank area and it will collapse to this small toolbar kind of option. Now we have the file menu. So currently the file menu is visible, but if it is not, you need to click a push pin. So I'll just click this push pin and the file menu will disappear. It will hide under the logo. So that's the way it works by default, but I've just selected this file menu and I've made it sticky using this push pin. So click the push pin to keep it here all the time. Then we have the quick access toolbar, about which we'll explore in a moment. So let's now start a simple blank template. So I'll go to File and New. And here you can select a template like Part, Assembly or Drawing. This is the novice view. You can also switch to advanced view to see more templates. Well, these three are the same templates which we saw in the novice view, but we have some in the MBD tab, and you can add your own custom templates in the tutorial or anywhere you want here. So I'll just switch to templates and I'll select Part and I'll click OK. And this is the main work area. So in this work area, we have already explored this file menu, which has all the file related options. So insert has insert option, tool has tool options, and so on. Then we have the quick access toolbar. Now the quick access toolbar is available here because I've made it kind of like that, but by default you may find quick access toolbar in the command manager somewhere here. Now this area is called command manager, and you may find the quick access toolbar here. Now if you don't want the default location of quick access toolbar and want to move it kind of like this, then right click here and go to customize. Then in the toolbar, check the box. So if I click show in the command manager, it will show in the command manager. If I select show in menu bar, it will show in the menu bar. I want it in the menu bar, so I'll select this option and OK. All right. Now the command manager has all the commands of this software, and these commands are divided into several tabs. So we have the feature tab, sketch tab, markup, and so on. You can also activate or deactivate tabs simply by right clicking anywhere on the command manager and then by selecting the tab option. So in the tab option, we have all of these tabs with check mark. These are active, and the tabs without check mark are deactivated. So if I select surfaces, I'll now have a new tab called surfaces. You can also hide it simply by checking it again and it's gone. Now we also have a thing called toolbar. So I'll right click again here in the command manager. I'll go to toolbar, and these are some of the toolbars that we have. Now you can select a toolbar. Maybe let's select spline tools. And then we have a toolbar kind of like this. So you can just grab it and move it out and it will become a floating toolbar. So these toolbars also has the similar set of tools, and if you want to use a toolbar, then just go to toolbar and activate it, maybe like blocks, and here it is. In this case I don't want that, so I'll just deactivate all the toolbars. All right, then we have the next thing called feature manager. So here we have the feature manager tree, which has many different things. We have the main part, we have some planes, origin, and also when you start adding features, the features will show up in this list. Then we have the property manager, we have the configuration manager, we have the dim expert manager, and finally the display manager. So all of these things will be used throughout this course. We have some other tools here. If you expand the feature manager, you will see the tools like show, hide, display mode, appearance, and transparency. So we will use once again these options throughout this course, but for now I'll simply hide the feature manager. Then we have the heads up toolbar, which has tools related to changing the view, appearances, and showing or hiding some objects. This is the main work area where we'll make everything in SolidWorks. So all the things that you make will show up here, and here on the bottom left side we have the axis, the user coordinate. So X, Y, and Z axis are here. Now this small thing trimetric is the kind of view which we have right now, though it may not be visible because we don't have any part or any object here, but it will be clear once we have explored the view tools. Now we have the command line or the status bar here. So on the status bar you can see the software which I'm using with the service pack. As you can see, I'm using service pack 3, and here it will show you other status related to the sketch or the part. And here finally we have the unit settings. So right now we are using millimeter mmgs, so millimeter gram second unit. You can switch your unit from here. We'll talk about this also in detail. Now before we wrap this up, let's talk about this search command option. So if you want to find out the location of a command, or maybe if you just want to start a command, you can use this search command tool for that. So mostly the commands are available on this command manager. You can select the command from this list, but if you don't know the location of a command, you just know the name and want to activate it, then go to the search command and type its name. For example, I'll type spline. All right, and it will show me the location of a spline. And to see it here in the command manager, all you need to do is just click on this show command location option, and there it is. It will show you this red arrow right where the command is. So that's the command. Not only that, you can also activate the command directly from here. So if I click here, the command will activate, which I won't do for now. So I'll just delete whatever we have here. Now here you can log in to your account to access all the features and benefits of SolidWorks. You can get support, you can reach the customer portal using this, and if you click this help icon, you will get more options, like you can reach the help menu where you can find all the tools and resources related to SolidWorks software. For example, if you want to know more about a command, just go to help and search for that command. So here in the search area, I'll maybe type spline again, spline, enter, and here it is. Just like Google result, we have the result related to spline. Now maybe I'll just select the first one, spline property manager, and here it is. So everything about that spline option is now visible here. So in this way, you can find more about any command. So I'll just close this and I'll go to this question mark again. And here, finally, if you have pending updates, you can check for that. And you can also know more detail about the licenses or your products just about here. So these are some of the options that you can explore. And that was the user interface tour of SolidWorks. So now let's talk about some navigation tools. And to do that, I'll open an existing part. So I'll go to File, Open, Sample, and Open again. And the part will open in the main view. So let's start with zoom in and out. And for SolidWorks, I'll highly recommend a 3-button mouse with left click, right click, and a middle scroll wheel with click function in it. If you are using mouse touchpad, I'll still recommend that you at least plug in a 3-button mouse with your laptop so that you can use this program in the best possible way. Using it on a laptop with a touchpad is also fairly easy, but the workflow will be slightly complicated for you. So I'll still recommend that if you are on a laptop, switch to a 3-button mouse. Now moving on to this. So I have a 3-button mouse, and here I'll just rotate my mouse wheel. So I'll just rotate it in one direction and it will zoom out. In another, it will zoom in. Now, as you can see, the drawing has moved out of our view area. So I'll press and hold my control key, and then I'll press my middle mouse wheel and I'll bring it here. So that way you can just pan your drawing. This is called panning. So press and hold control key and then middle mouse wheel to pan it in the drawing area. Now, if you simply press your middle mouse wheel and then move your mouse, it will orbit your drawing. So this is going to rotate your drawing freely in the drawing area, and that's happening with the middle mouse wheel. Now, if you want to fit all the drawing entities in the visible drawing area, for example, if your drawing is really large, it is out of view, and you want to fit it properly in the drawing area, then simply double click your middle mouse wheel, and this will fit everything in the drawing area. The same thing will happen for very small drawings. So even if it's very small and it's completely out of your drawing area, you can still double click your middle mouse wheel, so it will bring it back and fit it in the drawing area. Now, these navigation tools are also available on the heads up toolbar. So we have the fit option right here. That's the first option. So let me zoom out a bit, and then I'll click on this fit option, so it will fit it in the drawing view. Now, it has a short key as well. So as I'm hovering my cursor, you can clearly see that it has a short key called F associated with it. So if I press F key on my keyboard, it will still fit it in the drawing area. Then we have the next option, which is called zoom window. So select that and make a window, or just select an area and it will fit that area in the drawing view. So basically this is zoom window or zoom area. So you've got to specify area, it will fit that. So now we are moving out of the view, so I'll click on this fit option to fit it properly. Now we have this previous view option. Click on it to go back to the previous view, and click it again to go to the previous view, once again previous view, and previous view, and again previous view. So this is kind of like undo button for your views. So I'll again select fit option. Now if you want to switch to some standard views like the top, front, bottom, and so on, then for that you can go to this view option right here. So click this view orientation, and now from here you can switch to any of the views. So here we have all of these views. So we have the top view. Click on top, it will take you to the top view. Go to the view orientation once again and click on maybe this right view, it will take you to the right view. So these are some of the standard views which you can switch to. Also, when I'm clicking here, you can see that I am getting what we call the view selector, which is kind of like a virtual block enclosing this object. So this virtual block also has these control points which you can select to switch to that view. So I'll just click maybe on this point, it will take me to that view. So once again, I'll just go to this, and again I have the block. So I can just select any of these views from the block, maybe this one, it will take us to that view. Now, if you don't want this, then go to this view option and deactivate the view selector using this option. You can also use control spacebar as a short key to deactivate that. So I'll just deactivate it so that the view selector is not visible, and here we are. So that's the default view. Even if you go to this view, it won't show the view selector anymore, and you can still switch to any of the standard views that you want. Now we have a great shortcut built into SolidWorks for switching to standard views. So let me first zoom out a bit, and now that shortcut is your right click. So just right click, hold your mouse and move it slightly towards right, left, or top, and you will see this kind of wheel. Now this will let you switch to any of the existing views. For example, if I move my cursor towards left, it will switch to the left view. So let me do that. So here I'll switch to left, that's the left view. So again, I'll right click, hold my cursor and move it slightly, and then again we have the view selector. I'll move it on this right view, it will take us to the right view. Again, left click, hold cursor, move it slightly, and maybe go to the top view, it will take to the top view. So in this way you can switch to some of these standard views directly using your mouse as well. Now for the touchpads, if you want to use the tools which are available using the scroll wheel, then you can select that using right click. So I'll first orbit my drawing so that it's kind of like this, and then I'll right click, and then we have the first option called zoom fit. There it is. Then we have the zoom area or zoom window. You can make a window to select it. Then zoom in and out, which is basically this. You can zoom in and out, move it up to zoom in, move it down to zoom out. Again, right click, then we have the rotate view, and using this you can rotate the view again like this. Then again right click, and then we have pan, and you can pan your drawing using this. And finally we have the roll view, which is basically like rotating your view along a plane. So it is just rotating it along a fixed plane, and you can also select the floor as the fixed plane. So rotate about scene floor, and now it will just rotate about the floor of this view. So these are some of the options that you can choose from right click. So I'll just select the first option, which is select, to deactivate all of those options. And these were the navigation tools.